Wall-to-wall TV, radio, and social media coverage with tragic and sadly familiar scenes of fire-ravaged canyons and burnt homes adds to the collective anxiety of San Diego County residents. But when does your fire stress become too much? And what should you do to help your children cope with what's likely to be a long and dangerous fire season? Here with some answers and coping tips is my guest, marriage and family therapist David Peters. David, welcome back.
Good to be with you again, Peggy.
Now, wildfires we know are stressful for everyone, but those who lived through the 2003 and 2007 wildfires, does that make this fire more anxiety producing, or is it something along the lines of having multiple children that this time around you're like, I've been through this, this is my third time? It's a calming effect.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a range of experiences. For those who had to evacuate in the earlier fires, the Cedar Fire, the Witch Creek Fire, some of those people could very well be experiencing post-traumatic stress. Even though the fire's not close to them, they could be hypervigilant watching the television. They could be anxiously pacing the home, things like this. And so that would be a concern. There are others who weren't affected by the other fire except for the morbid entertainment value watching on television. And after you see a number of those, people could become overcomplacent. They could think that it's just another fire not to worry about, and they could underreact. So
you talked about anxiety also and this underreaction. Are there any other particular emotional or mental health stressors that come along with something like wildfire disasters?
Well, nothing for wildfires in particular, but when we're exposed to natural disasters, some people in the community will be experiencing great vulnerability that they're not experienced with, that they don't know how to handle. And we do want to watch out for symptoms of that, be it hypervigilance, be it inability to concentrate, be it overreacting to the news items, calling the friends too frequently. It's okay to watch our friends and family members and see, are we having the appropriate response, a measured response to this?
So is that a warning sign that you should seek professional help?
Well, maybe it's just a sign that you need a good hug from your spouse, or your good friend. Seeking professional help is probably best if you're having a whole week of overreacting and anxiety, inability to sleep. That would be the case. And I think for those who've experienced firsthand the tragedies of the Witch Creek fires, the Cedar Fire, things like that, some of those, if they're having overreactions that are disruptive to their work environment or their home, then they might get a couple of sessions of counseling.
Well, schools near the fires are closed today, along with San Diego Unified School District's 120,000 students at home today. They closed. What should parents do and not do with their children with this wall-to-wall media fire coverage?
Yeah, here's the deal. Suddenly your kids are at home, you didn't plan for this. And for anybody, any parent who's got children at home, small children, you have a very important job to do right now, and that's make sure the kids feel safe and feel secure and then are distracted from this. Once you know your home is safe and you've got your plan set up, then you want to turn the TV off. You don't want to have wall-to-wall coverage of a tragedy in front of small children because their brains are not designed to process this. They will be experiencing it in ways that you and I don't understand. They can make assumptions that you and I don't know about, and they could be reacting to them. When you have a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old, they're better able to handle this. But the younger the child, the more you'd want to protect them from it. Turn on Sesame Street, turn off the news.
Okay, and what about adults? Are there a couple of tips that you can give us as far as trying to ease anxiety? Who knows? This is going to be a long fire season.
Yeah, it's going to be a long fire season. We normally have to worry about this in August, September, October, and so for now, I think the key is be observing ourselves. Am I at my best, or am I not functioning as well as I used to? Do I need to get some exercise? Of course, in the hot weather, you can't go running, but there's a variety of ways we can get good exercise in the home or at the gym, and that relieves stress, relieves tension. Some people are in a practice of meditation. That can be really nice. I think it's also important just to make sure you have time with good friends and with family to relax and enjoy the moment. Just because some in the county are experiencing a crisis doesn't mean you yourself have to be in crisis.
Well, what's different about this time around with these fires is social media, like Twitter, is an actual standard form of communication now. What tips do you have for unplugging as far as on social media, or should you not? Maybe it's comforting for some people.
I think for some people, they really have an advantage with social media because you have friends or family that are in or near a fire zone, and it's a wonderful way to communicate without tying up the phone lines. And that can be wonderful, just a way of feeling like you're in connection. But then observe, do I need to be paying attention to this in this way? Is there someone in my life that I need to be following, or am I just fascinated by the morbidity of it all, and maybe that's a time to turn it off, get away, and learn to enjoy our day separately. We can always pick up the news later in the evening.
All right, marriage and family therapist David Peters, thank you.
Good to be with you again, Piggy.